Hey everybody, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm doing a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety. And I'm on video 130 of 365. Are you getting tired of me yet? I mean, this is like a daily thing. It's a lot. And by video 130, I'm like, I know I have so much to talk about, but it's getting harder to title things. So I'm having to learn more. And so I'm going to bring it to you as best as I can. I'm in some a training program to get kind of better at what I'm doing. And I thought it's time to kind of upgrade some things and level up. But my first goal was to just get comfortable on this dang camera. And I got pretty comfortable looking into this lens and pretending like it's a person I'm talking to. So it's pretty interesting, this whole journey through this. So thank you for being here, as always. I appreciate you all. So I kind of just wanted to talk about our beliefs and mental diet and all that fun stuff, and just do kind of a little check-in with you and give you hopefully some inspiration. That's what I intend. So surrender to the present moment. That's what they say to do. Surrender to the present moment. There only is the here and the now. There's only now. So quantum physics states that there is a past, present, and future happening right now. So everything is technically right now, no matter what you're thinking of. If you think of the past, it's actually happening right now, technically. So I highly encourage people to decide in the present moment, what is it that I want to feel right now? Because if you look to your past and you activate it, basically, you're bringing it into your present, you're activating it, which means you're going to activate some thoughts and feelings that you might not want to feel. And so remember that whatever's happening now is really the only thing that's activated. Anything, I've heard some people say subconscious beliefs don't really matter unless you activate them in the now. So I guess that's kind of true. Because if they're kind of dormant, you're not going to get triggered by anything. But as soon as a trigger pops up, then you'll know that you have some belief system that got triggered. So I guess there is some truth to that. It's kind of logical to think of it that way. But when you do get triggered by something, it's so important to go back and see, okay, why did I just feel the way I felt when that thing just happened? And to really look at yourself and say, what is the unconscious belief here that is popping up, making me feel bad, or whatever the case is? Because if you truly believed you were yourself number 2 instead of yourself number 1, you wouldn't think certain thoughts anymore. They just wouldn't even really come to you. And I think that we can change really fast. Like once you make a decision, you can turn into a different person. If you say, nope, I'm going to identify with this instead, and you are that focused on staying that person with no self-doubt, your mental diet is on point, your inner conversations, the things you're saying to yourself are on point, and you're not going into the self-doubt pit that happens. You're not planting a seed and digging it up the next day. You're staying in your new self as much as possible. I think it is possible for us to do that. I think that as humans, we just get distracted. I think that's simply what it is. We just get distracted. And we get distracted by what's happening around us. And my main goal for myself and to teach others is to never rely on anything outside of ourselves for really anything, for comfort, for happiness, for peace, nothing. And when the paradox of it all is when you're creating that internal state from inside, it happens on the outside. It reflects out. So creating internal peace is so priceless. And something you can do, like I've said before, is you want to create, and remember, you're creating a state every single moment. You're in a mental state. You're in a state of consciousness. And so whatever you're conscious of is what you're going to be aware of. That's what you're going to see and notice. And so you have to kind of deny what's going on around you. You accept it and you say, okay, this is happening. And then you say, but I'm going to look over here now. I'm going to shift over here. Sometimes you have to shift your body over. And you have to really practice that. I find that to be probably one of the best skills you can ever cultivate for yourself, is to deny the reality and then choose something else. And that choice, it's like that little gap in there where you decide, like, am I going to fall backwards into the old self, or am I going to go forwards into the new self? And so there's that gap. It's like, am I going to react to this, or am I going to choose to become something else? So it's very, very important to be in your body and aware that you're conscious. Because a lot of times what happens is we go unconscious, and that means basically that we're not really present. And the more present you get in the moment with yourself, you're going to notice the things that are going on around you, and you're going to be able to notice, okay, I feel this way, therefore I'm going to respond this way, therefore I'm going to take this next step to feel this way. You're going to be able to actually slow your mind down a little bit to be able to, respond in the correct ways that are going to be more helpful for you, rather than going backwards into the same pattern of thought that we're so used to, so addicted to. As I've said, we're just addicted to how our brain and bodies feel. So the more you just decide that you want to feel better, and you have to remind yourself that this is who you're being now, because you're going to get all jazzed up one day. Like, let's say you get jazzed up tonight about this. You're like, yeah, I'm going to be my new self tomorrow. I'm waking up and I'm going to be my new self. And you wake up and everything triggers you in the morning. You stub your toe and your alarm goes off, and it scares the crap out of you, and you don't want to get up, and all these things can happen. And so a good way to start your day off is just to wake up and say thank you. It's just these like simple things that you can do. But it's about quality of life as well. You want to decide that you want to feel better because it's for your quality of life. And so we can literally jump timelines, as they say, jump into a new reality, become a new person. We're actually doing that billions of times a second, according to quantum physics. It's way over our heads to think about these things, but when you look at this world as a simulation and you're just basically in a movie, you're giving people a script to read off of, and you're reading off your own script, it starts to become really fun. And you can kind of decide and play around with it and have fun with it. Anything that sounds like it would be fun for you, try it, do it, and see how you feel. The whole point of anything, even therapy of any kind, is to change your mental state. And it gives you permission to be more of you, because I think a lot of times we're hiding from ourselves and we're suppressing so many feelings that we stay the old self. Basically, we're used to the old way of being all the time. We don't really move from there. And so that's what all of these treatment modalities help us with, is like we just resonate with them and then they help us, when really we really don't need anything outside of ourselves to help us change. But some of us just kind of want something to do to see what happens, and it's kind of fun depending on who you are and what your goal is. But I don't think we're not taught that we can just shift quickly. And so try anything that makes you feel better about yourself. Think about what really lights you up. I love the mirror exercise that I've been telling you guys to do. Another one you can do is kind of look at yourself in the mirror. I got this from Louise Hay, and she said to look yourself in the mirror, in the eyes, and say, I love you, I really love you. And talk to the little child inside of you that was rejected or hurt as a child, and kind of look at it like you're literally talking to the little you inside. And that really, for some reason, helps a lot. With many things. It might stir up some tears for you. And that's a great thing, because that means you're releasing the chemical compounds and getting that out of your body, like a toxin is released through your tears. And so do whatever it takes to remember who you are. Just decide what you want. You can decide at any moment who you want to be, and you can get there in so many different ways. It's so cool that we have so many choices in life to get us wherever we want to go. And remember the whole thing about me doing YouTube. It's like every day I get better at putting this into my routine and adapting to it. And it may not seem like it's a big deal, which it's really like not that big of a deal, but for me it is, because I'm being vulnerable, I'm putting myself out there. But I decided, I was like, well, I'm going to be vulnerable, which is going to make me feel not vulnerable anymore. It's going to make me feel stronger. It's going to make me feel safer. It's going to make me feel seen. And hopefully I'll be the example for other people to want to do that too, because this was something I had a desire to do, but my old self would hold me back and say, you're not safe. I felt like totally unsafe to even, do anything like this. But I had the desire to, because I knew I could help other people with my story and all the other things that I want to share. So it's just about like knowing that you can do more than you're doing and to help yourself. And it's so much easier than you think it is, because I think a lot of times we think that healing is hard and all these things. And really it's just about shifting your state of consciousness to something else. It's like, I'm not going to focus on this anymore. I'm going to focus on this instead. No, I'm not this anymore. I am this. And you just talk to yourself like that. I find nothing is better than just talking to yourself. Like you're doing it anyway all day, being real negative, I'm sure, about different things. So just flip it to, I'm going to be nice to myself and I'm going to see how my life feels when I do that. Because again, it's like when you fully change your identity into the new you that you're wanting to become, it's like your old thoughts, you'll be almost annoyed at them. Like, did I really think that before? I can't believe I used to think that way. That is crazy. And you'll be like, man, I can't believe I was so mean to myself. And then you'll go right back to you'll snap back right into your new self. And you'll just be like, wow, that is so cool that I was able to change myself just through talking to myself. That's how I did it. I just started talking to myself more nicely. And the first thing I did was stop talking to myself negatively. And anytime I would think any sort of fearful thought, like, oh my God, I got to do a video, or I don't know what I'm going to talk about, or whatever the case is, it's like every time I think that way, I'd be like, no, I am this now. And there's something really powerful about saying, I am this now. Really think about that. Like, what are you identifying with throughout the day that you're saying to yourself? I am broke. I am not capable of doing this. I am scared. Think about what you're saying throughout your day, but really look at the way you're like, the things that you think are connected to beliefs. So sometimes it's so subtle. We won't even know that we don't feel good enough, but the things that we're saying, the things that are coming out of our mouth are indicating that we don't feel good enough. There's something in there. And I think it's so important. I mean, we can shift instantly. We don't have to do all this digging, but I just think it's like kind of cool to change your thoughts and change your belief systems, because we're human. And I almost feel like we're not like, we can be that disciplined to do it, but I don't think like millions of people are gonna they're gonna have trouble doing it. So I try to get in the front door, the back door, side door, to try to help people get to that state, because you can create that peace state, that conscious state, any moment that you want to, and you can create a new self any moment that you want to. Literally, you just disidentify with the old self. It's like, nope, I am this now. And some people can do that quickly. Some people choose to do it, in 10 minutes or never. And so that's why I like to talk about the belief systems in general, and like, what are you carrying with you that you can just like let go of today? Like the I am not good enough. I think a lot of people carry that with them. So just keep that in mind. I didn't feel good enough to do videos. Even tonight, I was like, what am I going to talk about? It's been a long day. I actually had a long client day today. It was awesome. But I didn't plan, and I'm going to start planning, because I was like, I wonder what I'm going to talk about. Because as I'm doing these over and over, it's like, I feel like I've talked about everything. And that is so not the case. There's so much more. But I'm going to be saying the same thing over and over, just in different ways. But I want to get to know what people are wanting more and what's going to help more too. So, but yeah, it just takes a little bit of conscious awareness of, who am I being every second? Who am I? Who do I want to be? how do I want to feel? I think is the most important question to ask. And how do I want to feel? And what thoughts can I let go of that are not aligned with how I'm wanting to feel? That would be like one of the easiest things to start doing. Like, how do I even want to feel? And then how does that feeling feel? Like, if you want to feel peace, what does peace feel like to you? Because it's not going to feel like the same thing to everybody. So what is peace? Like, how do you know you're not already in peace? How do you know you're not already happy? And then you go, reverse engineer, go back and think, like, what do I believe about myself? And then what thoughts align with that? And what can I let go of? What can I choose to let go of today? I don't have to take it into tomorrow at all. So really think about that. Think about who you're being and decide who you want to be, and then just align with that. And just keep practicing. It's just a practice. It's like building any skill that you would build. And keep watching me. I'll keep pounding it in. Pounding it in. Can't even talk tonight. Oh my gosh, it's late. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this helped you in some way. And please like, share, and subscribe. Share it with somebody that might need it and might enjoy it. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.